Okay, this is Wole Soyinka in his residence in Ibadan, 2 weeks after he was released from prison in 1969. Wole Soyinka. Who is Wole Soyinka? What comes to mind when you hear the name Wole Soyinka? A Nobel Prize winner? A man who has his name allegedly associated with the formation of cultism in Nigeria in the University of Ibadan. Is that what comes to your mind? Beyond this, there is more to Wole Soyinka. In 1965, Wole Soyinka broke through and seized a radio station on gunpoint and denounced electoral fraud in the western Nigeria. For this, he was arrested. But his arrest sparked an international outcry, an international protest, and he was acquitted on technicalities the following year. In 1966, there were two military coups d'etat in Nigeria, 1st January 1966 and 28th of July 1966. This led to the death of so many Easterners who were predominantly Igbos. This led to a civil war between 1967 to 1970. 1967, Wole Soyinka pleaded for a ceasefire in his article, and he tried to negotiate peace between the government of Nigeria and that of Biafra. But the regime of Yakubu Gowon accused Wole Soyinka for aiding the Biafrans, and for this he was arrested and he was made a political prisoner for 22 months. Wole Soyinka remained in prison till 1969. The war ended in 1970, and Wole Soyinka was released, and then he chronicled his experience about the war and his experience about the prison in a book he titled "The Man Died, The Prison Notes." And then Wole Soyinka went into exile for 6 years, returned to Nigeria in 1983. His book "The Man Died" was banned in Nigeria, and he was forced into exile. In 1986, Wole Soyinka was given an award, a Nobel Prize winner in literature, the first man to achieve that feat in the whole of Africa. He returned to Nigeria, but unfortunately he was forced into exile again in 1994. In 1997, he was charged with treason in absenteeism by the regime of Sani Abacha. And again, in 1998, Sani Abacha died, and those charges were lifted. Wole Soyinka today might not be the man we used to know him to be yesterday, but you cannot throw away the baby with the bathing water. A great man yesterday is still a great man today. His book, "The Man Died," is a book that every human being, especially every African, most especially every Nigerian, is expected to read so that you can know the truth that is being kept away from you for years. Read that book. But unfortunately, this book is banned in Nigeria. But the good news is that Modern Day Town Crier has this book, and I am going to give this book to you for free as usual. All you need to do is to comment here, Modern Day Town Crier, wisdom is the principal thing. Then go to my bio, copy the phone number there, then message me on WhatsApp. What you are going to message is what you commented here on TikTok. Copy it and paste it on WhatsApp, and the book will be made available to you in 24 hours. These books are being bought in an astronomical price, but I'm giving it to you to empower you with knowledge, since I cannot give you money, because knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. Read to liberate yourself from mental slavery. Read so that you will not be a victim of gumbo diplomacy and Machiavellian manipulation. Remember, my people, remember that wisdom is the principal thing.